What's going on, y'all? And just that quick. Yep, there we go. Okay. Thought I was going to have some technical difficulties there right off the rip, man. Telling you, I got to get so much better at this. What's going on, peoples? How we doing out there today, man? How's everybody? Mr. Melvin. Mr. Melvin, first one in the house. First one, only one in the house, but first one in the house. How we doing, brother? It's what, 8:28 out there by you? Hope all things are good. Mr. Traveler has entered the building. Always like to say enter the building. Better than in the house. I don't know why that is. In the house sounds so, I mean, I'm from the 80s, right? I'm a child of the 80s. He's in the house, y'all. But he's in the building. Sounds a whole lot different. I don't know. Which one y'all like? Y'all like in the building or y'all like in the house? Because I'm live in the studio this morning, man. We're going to talk about some things today, I think. Just random shit. Nothing, nothing big. I had a, we got Uber earnings today, right? By the way, y'all, I got coffee this morning. See, I know some people got upset with me because it's supposed to be coffee with Kuzz, and I've been drinking Coca-Cola. But listen, I got the coffee this morning, okay? Mr. Melvin says in the house. That's what he wants. That's what it's going to be. All right, then that's how we're going to do it. We're going to stay in the house. Pascal in the house this morning. What's going on, Pasky? My man Pascal, bro. Let me tell you something. One thing I respect about a lot of people is that, let me rephrase. One thing I try to do is get around people that make sense. Meaning, if they see something ain't working out, if they see something it's just bad, they get away from it. They understand that they got to make the change. You know what I mean? And you don't try to, there's only so much that you can do with something. There's only so much that you can bang your head against the wall. There's only so much that you can punch yourself in the face. There's only so much that you can let somebody punch you in the face. And then after that point, you got two options, right? You can either sit there and take it or you can knock them the fuck out. And so what I'm saying is that, we really need to, I like to surround myself with good people that have ambition. Now, it ain't got to be the same goal that I have, because I think all of us got different needs and different wants and shit like that. But I do think, people want to do better, man. And those that don't want to do better, well, crabs in a barrel, bro. They'll try to drag you down and keep you there because for whatever reason, they just haven't figured it out yet. I'm not saying they're good or bad people. I'm just saying they haven't had their aha moment yet. Don't you forget about me. I think that was aha. Anyway, what we got in the comments, I already see. Did you see the new rear-wheel drive Model Y pricing? I did see it. I got the email last night. It's still a little tight for me. But I one of the guys I follow on Twitter was saying, listen, slow down. Even with this new pricing, right? The rear-wheel drive Model Y, which would be perfect for Florida if you don't live in a snowy area. In my opinion, I've lived in, obviously I'm from Miami, yo, right? So I'm used to the water and the rain and all of that shit. But I also spent a lot of time in the snow. And driving in the snow ain't the same as driving in the rain. Driving on flat ain't the same as driving in the mountains, right? In the mountains, you need more torque. In the snow, you need more torque. You don't necessarily need speed in the snow, but you need torque. You need grip and torque and the ability to gain that torque at low RPM. We don't have a need for that shit here. So a rear-wheel drive Model Y, Model 3 in Florida, that's a steal, bro. And at 357 miles range, It's even more of a steal. So yes, Pascal, I did see the pricing. After the rebate right now, under $38,000, brand new, not including taxes and all that other bullshit. But you get a $40,000 vehicle, man. Brand new Model Y refresh, rear wheel drive. You only need one motor. Where are you going? It's already zero. That one motor gets you 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. If you're telling me you can't get on the, well, you know what, Pascal, I got to wait, bro. Because that might be true. You might not be able to get on 95 down here at 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. Because the way these people drive, man, I'll be the first to admit, we got the worst drivers in the country. You know why? Y'all know why we got the worst drivers in the country here? Because everybody moves here. And as everybody moves here, they bring their driving styles with them. I've said this all my life. We are the most diverse region in this country. South Florida is the most diverse region in this country. New York ain't got shit on us. You keep all that Chinatown shit. San Francisco ain't got shit on us. Okay, we have a different type. Y'all have Asia major population. We have Asia minor population. If you don't know what I'm talking about, God damn it, go look it up, get educated. We get exactly, Melvin. We get all the northerners from the Arctic Ocean all the way down, moving to Florida. East Coast, West Coast, mid coast, right? In the middle, Midwest. But not only that, see Miami, mine. Do you know, I tell you something right now, baby. Do you know Miami is the gateway to Central and South America. So all those countries, all those markets, all those people, before they were running through the border, they were running through South Florida. And so, we got all those folks. Then we got the entire Caribbean. Do you know what I mean, man? We get down. I want to hear what you got to say, boy. I'm come to Miami. See, we got all the Caribbean with us. Then you got Western Africa, all of Europe, and hell, I'll let y'all in on a little secret a lot of people don't want to tell y'all. Bruh, you go into North Beach, South Broward, Hallandale, North Miami Beach. It's a bunch of Ukrainians and Russians living together. Like they ain't even fighting. They're partying, laughing at y'all for giving both sides of that fucking argument money. But hey, as Kermit the Frog would say, that ain't none of my business. So you bring all them driving styles in, and yeah, you might need a little more than 5.4 seconds, 0 to 60. I'm just saying that's just my little anecdote for the day. Melvin. Now, if y'all don't know, Melvin is he does sell cars. He's doing extremely well down there by where he is in San Antonio. Y'all make sure y'all reach out to Driving in San Antonio if y'all need a vehicle. Anyone who has a GM vehicle, 6.2 engine, you stop by your local GM dealership service department. There is a recall. But Mr. Melvin, not only is there a recall on that engine, and we already know they had bad transmissions, but not only is there a recall on that engine, there's a stop sale on that motor. If that vehicle has that motor, so if you're driving the Escalade, you're driving the Suburban, the Tahoe, the Yukon, whatever, y'all got that 6.2 engine, man, go get your shit fixed. Quit playing around. Don't wait till it's too late. If you're an Uber driver and you're in South Florida, you already know what time it is, man. It's our slow season. I know people don't want to admit that. That's their problem. But it's the slow season. So now you got time to get your engine fixed. Anyway, we had Uber earnings this morning. And I kind of looked at it a little bit. I didn't look at it a ton. Let's bring it up here. Mr. Accountant Tom, what's going on, brother? Let's just bring this up. Here's the daily chart on Uber, right? So Uber since Trump took over has made a nice little move back up, right? Now look, we all know this here. Right here, let me give y'all a little drawing there. Where's it at? Right here. We all know this here is that was a tariff issue, right? The market, when the sky was falling and Trump announced tariffs on this country, that country, okay, we know what that was. All right. So calm down, because as you can see, the only ones who panicked, it wasn't the hedge funds. Hedge funds didn't panic. They were prepared. They already know they were going to sell up here, right? So they can buy down here. That's the name of the game, bro. Hedge funds don't lose money, man. Don't ever get it twisted. Hedge funds don't lose money. Retail loses money. Pensions lose money. 401ks lose money. But that mother at the hedge fund, they don't lose money. Unless it's Melvin Capital, they don't lose money. Lehman Brothers, they lost money. But hedge funds don't lose money. So anyway, looking at the daily, right, they got some good. I mean, look, Uber's doing well. They're at all-time highs. This is their all-time high here at 87.20 or whatever it is, right? It's an all-time high. When you look at their entire history. Let me get that out of there. Right? There's the entire history of Uber. We can get rid of this now. We don't need this no more. Uber is making money. They're making money. And so, a lot of people ask, well, why are they so high? Well, it's because of what they just bought another food delivery company in Turkey. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Probably not. Right? But they just bought another food delivery company in Turkey. Change that green if we want to. Right? So there you go. There's Uber's entire history right there. That's their entire history for Uber. They've had their good days, their bad days, their even better days. When was this? This was in the middle. This was February 20 of 21. So we were in Biden's period then. I wonder why Uber struck so high at this time. Oh, you know why? Y'all see this, right? February 21, right? Y'all realize this? That was when they introduced upfront pricing. Or was it over here in January 23 they introduced upfront pricing? I forget. But whatever it was, it had a nice little run up, retracement, ran back up again, and they've been sitting above this $60 range pretty good, right? This should actually be, I know I got this here for a reason. Yeah, it should be about right there. They've been doing well. I mean, but here's the thing. Their earnings, right? Their last 4 earnings, good earnings, right? Green, green, green. You can see they had a lot of reds, growing pains, whatever, right? Well, today their earnings were green. They said it was a mixed earnings report, but it was green. There was something I wanted to show you guys here. There was another. Well, first of all, if you guys didn't know, Uber is under investigation. News didn't load. Okay. Uber is under investigation, if you guys didn't know, by the FTC for something with their the Uber One program. They're being deceitful. Imagine that. Uber being deceitful. Well, let me rephrase. Uber being non-transparent. That's the problem. They're being non-transparent with their people for Uber One. Now, Uber One doesn't affect drivers. Uber One affects riders. It's their monthly service subscription or whatever. Get 10 rides, do 10 rides, get 1 ride free, whatever the hell it is. Let's see if this, for some reason, my news isn't loading. But here it is, right? And this is not financial advice, so don't listen to me. Damn sure don't listen to me. I'm just an Uber driver, right? And as I was told in one of my videos the other day, and this one really got me, it says, you're a part-timer, you don't have a right to an opinion. Man told me I did not have a right to give an opinion because I'm only a part-timer. Ain't that a bitch? And then, you know what? I responded. I said, you're right. I'll get busy deleting everything right now because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to make money in this game. I know what I'm not doing. I know what I've learned not to do. Still learning what to do, but I know what not to do. And it's not to listen to ignorant dummies like that who see one video, hear one little comment, and, Anyway, listen, Uber's coming down today. So, again, here's the thing. Where can Uber go from here is the question. And I know a lot of y'all are drivers in the chat or former drivers in the chat, part-time drivers in the chat. But where can Uber go? I want you to put on your investor hat for a minute. Would you invest in Uber? And that's the question. I think drivers, and listen, Sergio is from I don't want to mention Sergio Avidian. Check him out on YouTube, Sergio Avidian. 30-year desk, right? Goldman, whatever. When I listen to him or talk to him about how he looks at things, he always looks at things he tries to look at things from both sides, right? He really does. He tries to look at it from a businessman side, from a CEO side, from a worker side. But for him, it's ingrained in him to look at it from the numbers. That's what he did for 30 plus years. He was an investment manager, investment analyst. So when he talks about things, he's not being, and this isn't a knock, trust me, he's not being empathetic or sympathetic to the line item. Y'all know we're the line item, right? I'm going to let that sink in for a second. We are the line item. Give me a minute here. I got to set my other chart up here for something real quick. We are the line item. We're not Thomas, Melvin, Pascal, Traveler. We're not Vinny Kuzz to Uber. We're a line item. That's where people get messed up and jacked up. We're a line item. So when you look at what I would like Uber to put out, this is the only way I would ever think to invest in them again. I used to be an investor. But here's the thing. If you cannot tell me how much you paid out to drivers net, I want to see that line item. I don't want to hear about that you had $14 million gross bookings or $47 million gross bookings. I don't give a shit about none of that. As an investor, and I'm being honest, as an investor, I care about the total health of a company, not just the bullshit sugar sprinkles you're putting on top of the sundae. I want to know what's the sugar driving the high on the ice cream sundae. You understand what I'm saying? I want to know what is the difference between, because on your line items, they'll tell you everything else. But you know what they don't tell you? They don't tell you labor costs. What were your labor costs? And I'm not talking about the new chat AI bots that ain't worth the shit to drivers, right? Because when drivers have a problem, can't call anybody anymore. So what labor are we talking about? Are you talking about your engineers, your H-1N visas, H-1NB visas, with whoever, those idiots? Or are we talking about the janitors? Because they have just as important a job as the head engineer. Because if the head engineer can't go to the bathroom and take a shit in a clean bathroom, he ain't going to do a good job on the app. And I say that in all seriousness. So what is the total cost paid out to drivers versus their bookings? If that number, it used to be a thing, bro, in business. You got 100% of the pie, 30% the labor, 35% the labor, 30% the cost of doing business, meaning everything else, your fixed costs, your rent, your lights, your internet, your telephones, whatever, CEO car, whatever, right? So you got labor over here, you got all your fixed costs over here, because most times your fixed costs are going to be the same every month. Then you have, your complementary costs, which could be toilet paper. We got more employees, less whatever. And then you got labor. And then the other last 30% would be your profit. Uber ain't operating on 30% profit. But neither is American Airlines. Neither is JetBlue. Neither is Carnival Cruise Lines. Nobody's operating on 30% net profit anymore. So when I look at a business, from a business standpoint, as an investor, like if you're not making profit, sustainable profit, and taking care of your line item employees. You got to take care of your peoples, man. Just random real quick. We got 7 people watching today. We're going to get into futures market here in a minute because we're not there yet, and I'm going to bring that up. But the only reason I bring up the Uber earnings is because right now they're down. Right? Their earnings per share was good. Here's a 5-minute chart on Uber. Right? Earnings came out, about 8 o'clock this morning? What's this time? 6:55 a.m., 7 a.m., they released the earnings, right, before the market. And we look, and they're down a little bit, right? They're down, a couple bucks? Uber is down $3.76, 4.5%. Nobody bothers to ask about us, the driver. How are we doing? Do we feel the company is healthy? If every single time you got to cut your line item labor, that's where you're trying to make up your profit. There's a difference, my opinion, there's a difference between being efficient as a business and just being desperate as a business. Right now, Uber's desperate. Absolutely, they're desperate. And come next month, bro, unless Tesla has a catastrophic failure, Tesla, by the time the next earnings rolls around, Uber and Lyft should feel the effects of Tesla coming in. I still say they're going to snatch whatever market they go into. And I know it's dreaming and people will argue with me. Vinny, you're crazy. It ain't going to be 10%. It might be 1% of the market share. Whatever city Tesla goes into, whatever that percentage winds up being, they're going to start taking a little bit of that market share. So then what I wanted to tell you here was Uber, right? They are up 83. They had an expected earnings of 51 cents per share. They came in at 83 cents per share, which means they made money, right? On your earnings, they made money, but they missed total overall revenue. So let me get this right. Your gross bookings are up, but you're making less money. Where have we heard this before? Just because you create more work, but you're making less money, how does that compute? How's that being efficient? Where else can they cut? But then they turn around and they just bought this company in Turkey, so maybe that's their excuse this week, right? This quarter, it's we just bought this business over here for their food delivery. So that's why we're making less money and we're doing more work. If I'm doing more work, sounds like a driver, huh? Uber's earnings report today is like a driver. Absolutely. They're working more, booking more rides, making less money. Now I'm going to leave it at that. So does Uber recover? Listen, it looks like they'll be fine. Right? Here we go. I'm just going to bring this up real quick. All right. So there we go on that. That's a pretty good. It came down to $80, right? This is a 5-minute chart. I know it don't mean much, but even on the 15, right? 15-minute chart looks good. They'll be fine. Uber will be fine. Support right there. All right. Resistance there. Support. All of this down in here, garbage. Came back up. Bounced, rejected off the 80.57. Came back up. Hit here. Boom. And then on the news, came down to this number, 80.57. They're going to be fine. You know why they'll be fine? Because they got a lot of people fucking fooled. So, again, I'm looking in the comments. Melvin says, I would rather invest in more Tesla stock more than Uber stock. By the way, this is not financial advice. It's not. And he's right. Which brings us up to another thing, right? So, I guess I'm going to have to do it next week on the stream. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how today goes. Because, I told you guys I was buying $50, right, on the stream, $50 whenever I can of Tesla stock. $50 every shot. Every single shot. So here we can see Tesla. Let's get back to the daily on Tesla real quick. Tesla's doing like every other stock. It's ebbing and flowing with Donald Trump's tariffs. It's ebbing and flowing with Donald Trump's tariffs. That's all. It's still $275 a share. I mean, what do y'all want? But see, the upside for Tesla has a long way to go. And this is what's important. The upside for Tesla, all-time high, is $488.54. The upside for Uber, they're already there. They're already there. They're already at their all-time high. And price target, $89.44 is their one-year price target. Uber's already there. What can they do to innovate anymore? This is not financial advice. But what are they going to do more? What can Uber do more? How much more can they cut rates on drivers before drivers walk away? How much more can Lyft cut on drivers? Let's look at Lyft for a minute. We'll look at Lyft real quick. Lyft's another one. Now, Lyft is way off their all-time high. Right? But we won't even look at anything back here. Right? Let me get Melvin off here real quick. We won't even look at anything back here. Just right here. Lyft has potential. They have potential. But they can't get over the hump. They can't. They just can't get over the hump. From the day, here's their entire history. This is the entire history of Lyft stock since they went public. They can't get over the hump. They can't. And as drivers, they make it even more difficult for us to get behind and support them. When Lyft cut Lux off the driver platform, when they took Lux away from drivers, I don't really think they know how much they hurt us. I really don't. It's obvious to me, again, just my goddamn opinion, but it's obvious to me when Lyft cut Lux, if you were a black driver, a Lyft black driver, which, side note, Lyft black SUV, XL, whatever they call it, is no more nor less than Premier. It's a name. And when you say black car service, it's an ego boost. What do they call it? It's a dopamine hit. Oh, I'm not going to order Premier from Uber. I'm going to order a Lyft Lux Black. Yeah. Did you know the drivers get paid the same as a Premier ride? But when you, as a rider, you order Lyft Lux Black, you expect the driver to show up in a suit and tie. Be all clean shaven, looking good, smelling good. Bottles of Evian in the back, maybe a little champagne in the trunk, in the cooler. That's what you expect from a black car service that calls itself black, but it ain't. It's fucking Premier by another name. It's the truth. But when I digress, when they took Lux away from all those drivers that were, and I'm going to say it like this because this is the truth. When they took Lux away, they didn't hurt the SUVs. They hurt the sedans. They absolutely pummeled, stomped on, mollywopped Lux sedan drivers. They killed us. I go back 2 years ago or a year and a half ago when I first got the Tesla Model Y. I digress. Before that, when I had the Caddy, the XT6. By the way, I don't miss my Cadillac XT6 at all. Mr. Melvin, I know that's a shock to you, sir, but I do not miss it. When I had the Caddy, the XT6, and I was showing, right, you go back and you look at my videos from way back when, you'll see I would show how much I made on Lyft every week on a spreadsheet, how much I made on Lyft on a spreadsheet every week. And I used to average between $400 and $700 a week on Lyft. I used to. Now, I'm lucky if I make $50 on Lyft. It's got nothing to do with the car. It's the fact that they took Lux away. I don't care how you cut it. When they took Lux away, they absolutely killed us as drivers. So, well, Vinny, why are you crying about that? Majority of people take 90% of rides or basic rides because the other 10% matter. Because the other 10%, full-time drivers, right? Anything over 33 hours is considered full-time. So I need to stop saying I'm part-time. Like that moron's called me part-time. 10% of your drivers invest in themselves. They go out to get a better car. They get haircuts. They take care of themselves. They greet people. They get out. They open doors. They do 10%. Just because 90% goes left and 10% goes right doesn't mean the 10% is fucking wrong. I hate that. I hate that shit with a passion when I hear that shit. Well, the majority. Fuck the majority. The minority matters too. At least that's what they say in everything else. If the minority matters in everything else, then it should matter in rideshare, which, I'm sorry, car service, because we ain't doing rideshare. We're doing car service. God damn it, Thomas. I hope you're listening, bro, because I'm getting fired up here. I told my wife today when I was taking her to work, I said, baby, I got a bad habit of triggering myself. And it's true. I got a bad habit of triggering myself. So the point is, why would I invest in Lyft if, as a driver, they're doing nothing but beating me down? Lyft is another company. They got a new CEO, right? Notice I'm not mentioning names today because certain CEOs are now blocking people they're blocking drivers on Twitter. Imagine that. You run a $1 billion company, but you can find time to block a fucking driver on Twitter. How small are you? Like, seriously. How small are you? You are a CEO of a $1 billion company, but yet you go and you block your drivers, the ones you claim to respect, admire, and want to help. But yet you block them on Twitter. And that's some bullshit. That is some bullshit. That's all I can say about that. Anyway, if you're not innovating, you're fading away. Uber isn't innovating. Uber is trying to stay more and more relevant by acquiring more and more companies. It's like the biggest, I don't want to call it a Ponzi scheme because that's not what it is. It's the biggest house of cards, right? Lyft is showing cracks everywhere. You think I'm joking? Look. How is this not Lyft showing cracks? Cracks everywhere. A straight up ride business, car service business. They're showing cracks everywhere. And look at their numbers. Always green. One thing I've always admired, I have admired about Lyft, and this has got nothing to do with leadership. This is basic math. They've only had two in their entire history going public, only had two bad earnings reports. Everything else, look down here. It's all green. Green, red. Green. Right? Lyft has always had good earnings. And yet, they still don't give a shit about the line item, which is the labor. They don't care about labor. And so, but this is I think this is more of a true, the Lyft stock chart is more of a true representation of where rideshare is than anything else. So back to my original point. I had to take y'all around the block, back down around the corner, because that's what I do. And I've been doing this now for a half hour. I try to surround myself with people that are trying to do things, man. I really do. Because I spent enough time with knuckleheads in my life. I've been around knuckleheads, and I know the story already. I already know the story. You know how it's going to go. You know how it's going to go. All right, let me get this where it needs to be. You already know how it's going to go. Come on, get there. There it is. Right? Look at that. Been downtrending. It's been on a downtrend since March of 21. Downtrend since March of 21. Got a new CEO. I said he was going to come in and he was going to be more of the same. Right? Oh, we got a little bump in there and right back down. Little bump in there or right back down. Right? Lyft is what it is. Lyft is a $12 stock, y'all. It ain't nothing more. What do analysts say their stock price should be? 1 year price target is $15.66. I don't think Lyft is worth $15 a share. I just don't. But I'm not an analyst. I'm not a market guru. I'm not financial advice. I'm just saying, as a driver for both Uber and Lyft, your actions speak louder than your words. You have these earning reports, you have these Twitter posts, you have these videos, you got these Instagram reels. Actions speak louder than words. Again, last night I'm watching Steve Rideshare Rodeo. Hannibal is Hungry, called the Beyond the Algorithm. It's funny they use that. That's the title of that show that they haven't done in 3 years, because I was just talking with the guys yesterday about something with the word algorithm, but I guess I got to find something else now. Even they were talking about it, that, we've never gotten a raise. Drivers have never, the only way a driver makes more money per minute, per mile, is if they go out, invest in themselves, buy a better car, open themselves up to the higher platform. And then those screws are tightening up. They're tightening up. Listen, this I did not intend to have this as a bitch session. It's not a bitch session. This is a stock session, right? We're talking about Uber and Lyft stock. Uber's at their all-time high. So you'd be foolish to buy up here anyway. They're at their all-time high. They got to prove themselves, right? Even if we did a quick fib, let's do a quick fib, right? Let's do a quick fib. I don't know if you guys know what Fibonacci is, but this is a retracement tool that a lot of people use. So let's go from here, right? Even down on this leg, this is a daily leg. So we'd be looking for Uber to come back into this, 50% retracement discount zone around $74, right? And then if it really does figure out, if it innovates, could we see Uber up at $102, $103? Fibonacci says that's the extension. That's the 1.61. Most times, good stocks do this. The market will do this. And also understand, the market has always gone up. It has its moments, like the Depression, and listen, every 3, 4, 5 years, some big bullshit happens in the market. The market tumbles, self-corrects, prices get leveled off and balanced, and then we're right back up again. The market has never stayed down. It might go down, but it never stays down. But companies like Uber and Lyft, with Tesla coming on board with their autonomous vehicles, I can't do it. I could not do it. I would rather go the way of BlackRock in their real estate scandal. Oh, y'all don't know about the scandal with BlackRock? Don't worry, it's coming. I would rather go that route than invest in Uber or Lyft. And I'll tell you why. Here's the bottom line. As a driver, they don't invest in me. 6 million drivers on the road. 6 million drivers on the road in the United States, I guess. That's the number. And they don't invest in us at all. We're a 6 million person line item. They don't invest in us. So why should I, because I have to work twice as long to make the same money I did 2 years ago, why should I take that hard-earned money and put that money into a gig app that don't give a flying fuck about me? And I'm the one making them the money. I'm part of the 6 million that are making them the money. I told Carrie My World one day, I said, bro, do you realize that while he was on live stream with us on the Rideshare Garage, and we should be live tonight, by the way, 9:00 p.m. I'm going to try to have the peoples in the house. I'm not guaranteeing the Rideshare Garage tonight, but we're going to try. I told Carrie My World, and if y'all don't know his story, it's a pretty interesting story. He was set up by an ex-girlfriend, and he was shot. They tried to kill him. He survived, got his legs back. He's doing very well on social media. I told him one night, I said, bro, don't brag on Uber and Lyft. The CEO just took a $136 million payout, stock option payout. He had to take it, but he took it. $136 million, bro. He's eating steak tonight. They might be cutting the cow in his kitchen. That's how fresh his meat is. Meanwhile, your meat, my meat, and everybody else's fucking meat, it's 3 weeks old, and they fucking dyed it back to make it red again and repackage it, and they're selling it to us. Used meat. We got used meat for dinner. he's got the cow fresh. The other CEO from Lyft, he might be a vegetarian. He's a little skinny. But his crops are fresh. His crops are 100% organic, right? They ain't got no human shit, human piss, Monsanto, or GMO, or whatever on his goddamn corn on the cob. His shit, fresh cow shit from the other CEOs, cow that they just cut up for his fresh meat. That's how they're living. How you living. Anyway, that's it. I'm sorry, Thomas. Bro, this is your fault, dude. No, this is your fault. This is all your fault, man. All your fault. I got 8 people still with me. Y'all still with me? I'm surprised y'all still with me on that one. The way rideshare is going, they will have all the cars under their regular fare. No black Premier SUV will be under one price. Bro, I believe that to be true. That is coming. That is coming. I think it's a reverse, but I absolutely believe that's where they're going with it. All cars, no matter what they are, this is the ride. Because the more they can push Waymo onto the circuit, into cities, right? What was the report? The report was in Austin, Texas, and don't quote me on this. I'm trying to remember this, but I'm paraphrasing here. Where Waymo is operating for Uber in Austin, Texas, it's geofenced, right? It's got a certain area. It operates in this area. They do 60 cents, or they do 60% of the rides. In this area, they do 60% of the rides. Now, in the entire Austin, Texas market, it's only about 2% of the rides. But in this area, right here, this area, they do 60% of the rides. And they're probably doing those $2 and $3 rides that don't nobody want to take. Because for you and me, it's not profitable. Even in the Tesla, a $3 ride is not profitable. So I can believe it. I can believe it. So as they expand that, and then you bring on, obviously, the Tesla Robotaxi, and I'm sure there's going to be more players in that. They're going to try to get into the business with autonomous vehicles as it progresses over the next 3 to 5 years. More and more of that share of rides will disappear. So the Toyota Corollas will be gone. The Priuses will be gone. Hell, half the Tesla Model 3s will be gone, at least with a driver behind the wheel. And all that'll be left will be SUVs. And you know what? They know you're desperate. They know we're desperate. Do you know how they know we're desperate? Here's another thing. Drivers don't help themselves with this shit. They really don't. They don't help themselves because they take that $2 ride. All those illegal accounts that Uber and Lyft allow on their platform, they know they have to. Again, this goes back to the stock price. They have to know that they need those illegal accounts because those illegal accounts, I didn't say illegal people, I said illegal accounts. Take all that garbage because they don't want to get hit with the ID check. Hey, check your we need to make sure it's you. Take a picture. They don't want to get hit with that shit. So they take everything, ride after ride after ride after ride after, because they don't give a shit. They just don't want to get caught. Criminals never want to get caught. And if they do get caught and they get asked to take a picture, this has been proven by my guy Trent up in Boynton, right? This is fact. They got to take a picture. The app goes off until they can get back to that person, which might be an hour, a day, 2 days, a week. Who the hell knows? Right? They take the picture to get back online and whoop, they're right back at it again. So they take those cheap rides. So they're not helping us. They're not. Supply and demand. That's the way it is, yo. Anyway, Melvin says, I don't miss mine either. I hear that, brother. I'm telling you, I do not miss my caddy. My wife asks me all the time, do you miss it? Nope. That's how much I like the Tesla. But I don't miss the caddy. Yeah, Thomas, it's your fault we went on a rant. Look at, Eddie. Eddie's going to be on the show tonight too, man. He told me he's going to join us tonight on the Rideshare Garage. Too much meat going around. Well, maybe you might be swinging your meat all around. I don't know, bro. Mr. DSM, what's going on, y'all? All right, let's get into some futures trading. I'm tired of looking at the depressing shit. Let's see what's going on. Listen, so I got a story to tell you guys. I don't know if you guys want to hear it, but I got a story to tell you guys. This was overnight trading, right? That was my overnight trading. Right now, so last night I was able to trade up $72.24. But I got a story to tell you guys. I messed up. Like I really messed up Monday. I really messed up Monday, man. So I'm working this funded account, this sim funded account, right? My funded futures, trading NQ, sometimes the minis, but most times the micros. And so that account went sim funded 2 weeks ago. In the 2 weeks that what that means is that I'm trading for live money. I'm trading for real money, right? Pass the evaluation. I'm trading for real money. It's not pretend money. It's not paper trading. I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to become, as 0 Day J says, I'm trying to become a habitual degenerate payout, whatever the fuck you say, Jay. Anyway, going into Monday, and this is why I say I try to get around people that are ambitious. Even if our goals are different, they're ambitious. They're motivated to do shit. But one thing I've learned, and I've always known it, but with the market getting slower for rideshare, sometimes you got to change the way you drive. Yeah. Well, I tried that Monday. This coffee's bad now. I tried that Monday and it didn't work out too well. I got up 4:15 in the morning on Monday. We had F1 over the weekend. I hit my goals over the weekend, hit another 500 over the weekend, right? And here we are. I'm trying to get ahead of the slowdown period, because after F1, everything down here just kind of, look, colleges are out. Big major events in the South Florida market are done for a while. We got Labor Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day, however that works out. Which way, I think it's Memorial Day, 4th of July, then Labor Day. I don't know. Whatever that system is. But outside of that, we really don't have anything. There's going to be a Sunfest music festival, but that ain't shit. All the snowbirds go back home. Colleges are already out. Regular school system will be out by the end of the month. So you got some proms are already happening. And so, y'all know. So I called myself getting my ass out on Monday morning. 4:15, I'm up. 4:30, 4:35, I'm out the door. Let me get this in here. All right, so here we go. 4:30, 4:35, I'm out the door. I open up the app. I see all kinds of surge on the app. I take my ass out there for 2 hours. I got $10 attached, right? I'm only on Premier. And then I was like, okay, we're not getting any Premier rides. Let's drop down to Comfort. I opened up Comfort on Uber. Didn't even bother with Lyft. Lyft is a fucking waste of battery. Open up Comfort. 2 hours I'm out there. 2. I got like 10, 12 trip radars. That's what I got. And anybody who's on trip radars, if you've been watching Tesla Rideshare channel, if you've been watching Twitter, everybody knows trip radars, just not getting them. Because they sent an exclusive ride here to one guy, and then the other 5 or 6 drivers in the area or close to the area or within 10 miles, it seems like, of the area, y'all get a trip radar. And as long as that one guy accepts the exclusive ride, the rest of y'all are out of gas. So that's what I got Monday. So I was like, all right, screw this shit. I'm going home. I couldn't get a ride. In surge, sitting in the surge. I got $10 attached. No rides. And I ain't dropping the X. Fuck that. All right, I come home. I lay down for an hour. I get up, got to take the queen to where she's got to go. I get her there. And I'm just tired, right? Because it was a long weekend. And I'm tired. And I'm up early. And now all I want to do is go to sleep. But I know I need to be doing this. I need to be trading. Right? Because this is important to me. And I've always said I will not let anything interfere with what I'm trying to do here. By the way, here's a place I should be getting in a trade right here. Let's see. I want to see if this works. Let's see if it populates here right now. Right? I do like what I'm seeing. I can explain this orb in a minute, but let me see what's happening here. We're breaking above. The only thing is, obviously, we're below the VWAP, so we're going to come up and kiss the VWAP. I got a scalp on. Let's do one contract. I just want to see if this works. Okay? I just want to see if this works. So y'all know my trading computer's over here, but I got this on the Go Live computer, right? So it's two different computers. But it should, if whatever I do over here on my trade, should pop up and populate over here. All right, let's see if it happens. Y'all ready? I want to go long on this. I want to see if we can get up to that was the wrong one. Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Well, first of all, oh yeah, we got room. That's at VWAP. Let's see, is it going to come back down and kiss it? Okay, so now you can see it does work, right? So it does work. I can take the trade over here and show you guys what I'm doing over there. It's about to stop out. I don't mind. It's a quick loss. All right, so there we go. So we know it works. We know it works, y'all. Okay, because I don't want nobody to say Vinny ain't trading. Vinny's trading, bro. Vinny's trading. And I like where this is going. Right? I like where this is going. Actually, we can turn this EMA off. Boom. I like where this is going. But I need to catch it down here, not up here like I just did. So, okay. We lost, We lost $25 there. No big deal. So, anyway, back to my story. I don't mean to do all this. So, Monday, I'm just not feeling this shit, man. I'm not feeling. But I closed Friday. I was up $1,100 in the 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 8 days the account, 8 trading days, the account is live. I had one red day, it was for $45. But the other 7 days, right? I'm over 100. I'm $1,100 to the plus going into Monday. I got to hit 2,600, and then anything above 2,600 is the money that comes to me. So you create a buffer, 2,600, and then anything above that comes to me, right? You got to have 5 green days of $100 or more. Got that. I'm shooting for 30 green days, not in a row, but 30 green days to go to a live account, which is a whole different ball game. I mean, there's some fluff to this prop game shit. But anyway, and what do? I'm up 1,100 going into Monday. I finished the day down minus 100. I lost $1,200 on Monday. And when I went back and I looked, and was I upset? I kind of felt it halfway through that, man, dude, you're out of sync. Shut this shit off. And no. I got pressure on me. I got bills got to be paid. I'm trying to get out of rideshare, and you know, this isn't my other stuff. My other stuff don't fucking matter. This is what's in front of me right now. I can figure this out. I've had $3,500 days before. I can do this. Thank God for the stop loss limit that my funded futures has. Right? My funded futures, if you're on the starter plan, you got a daily loss limit. $1,200. I hit it. That saved my account by having that, because I was so out of whack from my routine and doing what I do, trying to work for the now money. Y'all know me. Y'all know what the now money is. The now money is this bullshit that don't give a shit about us. The line item that we're the line item of, they aren't transparent enough to show the rest of the investing world the line item, which is the drivers, the labor, right? They'll show their engineer labor. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that road again. Point being is I messed up. Thank God, because I had lost my discipline on Monday. And if I wouldn't have had that daily loss limit that my funded futures put on the account, not on me, they do it for every account there, right? If they didn't have that loss limit, I'd have probably blown the account and had to start all over again. And so So my point to that story is, so now I go back and I look, and I was telling Eddie, I go back and I look at what I did wrong. Where did I make my mistake? Because I told you guys last week on the show last week, I trade right here with a 15-minute orb. You see this? I don't even have to work the orb. This is an indicator. There's the orb. 21 EMA right here, right? 15-minute high, 15-minute low, opening range. And the way we trade this is if we break above it, we go long. We break below it, we go short. Get in your 1-to-1 right here, right? It's where orb is opening range breakout. So it's trying to break out, failed here. Tried to break out here. We took that trade as a test because I still would have took that trade right there. That was a good trade. Just didn't work out. I could have moved my stop loss down, but I didn't. Anyway, and now here we go again, right? And so it's screaming at me on this trade, let's go long. It's telling me to go long. But see this VWAP here? So when we look at it, very easily, you see this? Came up to VWAP, rejected. Came up to VWAP, got close, rejected. Came here close to VWAP, rejected. Today is FOMC day, bro. Today's not a day that we should be trading. I understand it's going to make its limit here, right? But it really gave me no opportunity to get in this trade. If we do a risk to reward of 1-to-1, right, on the orb, we would have been down here. Halfway through is our loss. Halfway up is our take profit, right? A 1-to-1, you can see that right there, 1-to-1. It never gave me that opportunity to get to the 1-to-1 because it never came back down here on a short pullback or a next candle took off. That was a huge candle. And now we're up against VWAP. So I'm not touching it. Not going to touch it. I'm going to sit here and wait and be patient because yesterday, right? Yesterday, what did the orb do yesterday? Well, let me show you. Replay trading, launch bar replay. I want to go back to here, right? We want to go here on the replay. Can I bring this down? It's not going to let me bring this down. Oh, yeah, it'll let me bring it down. And now let's watch. Try to make this bigger so you guys can see it. This is the replay from yesterday, y'all. This is the replay from yesterday. You see it setting up on the orb right here, right now. Setting up. Right? So right there, we have our high from yesterday. Right here. I'll make that green. We have our low from yesterday. It's right here. I hope I'm on the right day here. Okay. So we got our high and our low. We're waiting for a breakout either below to retest and go down, or we're looking for something to break above, retest, and keep going. Oh, here you go. Okay, so we broke below. We're breaking below. Now we're waiting for the retest. That's the retest. But look what happened. So you see, you could have got in here and took a trade off this candle, but this was the retest candle. And this candle looked good. And it actually came down. You could have took the 1-to-1 here. Right? You could have took that 1-to-1 here. But you would have got ticked out. You wouldn't have made it. See that? You wouldn't have made it. And then once it broke above, now you got to get out of the trade. So let's continue it. Let's finish this off. This is where patience comes in. Now it retested the low again. Right here. Retested that low. Took off, retested the low again. And notice our EMA. We're riding the wave, baby. Riding the wave. We're staying above. We're staying above that, just like we were doing today, coming up to this VWAP, the session on the VWAP right here. which, by the way, y'all, is happening right now. I'm showing y'all this. This is yesterday, right? It's going to come back and retest. And there it is. Retesting, boom. See ya. Have a nice day. Now you're in the trade, right? You're in this trade right here or right here. You're in the trade. You're going to take your 1-to-1. Let's say we went up, came back down. So let's say right here. Let's get a 1-to-1 in here. Close enough, right? Close enough. You're in your 1-to-1. You got your retest. You're staying above your EMA. You're riding up. You're riding up. You're riding up. And you just have patience and let the trade play out. I was talking with Eddie about this yesterday. You got to trust them. You got to trust it. You either trust it or you don't. Meanwhile, this whole time, we're in green. We're in profit. We're in profit. In profit. In profit. Now, some people will say, well, Vinny, man, this trade, you're at 11:30. Yeah, and I'm still making money. So now the only thing is how much money am I making? Well, it depends on how I'm sized up. Now, remember, I lost $1,100 or 11 and change. I didn't quite hit 1,200 on Monday, but I lost, we'll say 1,200 on Monday. I lost 1,200 on Monday. Just remember that number. And there she is. Boom. And there it is right there. Right? So now we're in profit, 11:35 a.m. So we got in the trade at 10:33, out at 11:35. So an hour long on that trade. My point to this is, and the same thing happened on Monday. But I was too goddamn stupid and out of whack because I don't even have to go through the whole replay process. You can see it. Look, right there. Boom, 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 boom. And this shit repeats over and over and over and over again if you just follow the rules. Now, we missed this one because I was showing you guys that one. This is live. This is live, y'all. Now we're right at VWAP. So maybe I didn't miss this one. I'd take that back. Hold on, let me get this down a little bit. There we go. So now the market's doing, are we going to break through VWAP and keep it moving, or are we going to reject here? Are we going to get across and move up? Overnight high, overnight session high is way up here. Can it get there? I don't know. This is trading, bro. All you're waiting for is a setup. You're waiting for your setup. That's it. That's all you're waiting on is your setup. You're not waiting on nothing else. You're waiting on your setup. So the first goal to reach right now would be right here. Can we break through VWAP? Can we break through VWAP and keep it moving up? I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, I know we've been talking a lot. It's my fault, brother. I didn't mean to get you going. LOL. Much love. Oh, Thomas, man, I love you, brother. I love you, man. You know I do. Coffee's gotten cold, y'all. Another thing I've been doing, right? Because I ran out of my blood pressure pills Sunday, and I called into the pharmacy, and they say, "Well, you got to get a prescription for a refill." So I called my cardiologist on Monday. Today's Wednesday. I still ain't heard back from him. That's another problem with with people, doctors. We again, as a patient, you're a goddamn line item. You are nothing more than his new sauna or her new swimming pool or their new Mercedes or their new Tesla Model X whatever. That's all we are when it comes to the medical world. When you doctors, bro, I so am ready to go live in the goddamn country somewhere where the doctor knows my name and he'll call me to check on me. I don't have to call into him to remind him, hey, didn't we need to schedule an appointment? My wife gets so aggravated with me because I don't want to deal with doctors. I don't. Because they are very impersonal. If you tell me I had a heart attack 2 years ago, it'll be 2 years in June, right? If you're going to tell me I had a heart attack 2 years ago and you went through my wrist, shaved my nuts in case my wrist didn't work, you had to come up through my groin. I know TMI, but you'd be all right. Okay? I got pretty nuts. What the hell? And you do all this, you put a stent in my chest, in my heart to tell me, hey, you had a blockage here. And yeah, the Widowmaker block, that's been blocked for a long time, but it branched out and rerouted. And so you're fine there. Don't worry about that. And then I still have all of these problems, every other day, every third day, I'm feeling it in my shoulder or what, all of this shit. As a doctor that you expect to get paid, but where's the personal attention? I matter. You matter. And this is the problem with business. When medical became a business, it all went to hell. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. But it's the truth. It's the God's honest truth. It's the God's honest truth. Anyway, we're squeezing in here. Y'all can see this, right? We're squeezing in. It looks like it wants to go, but I don't trust nothing right now. I might not trade it all today. Oh, so I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. I didn't finish the story. So yesterday, I wound up clawing back $524 of that money. I lost $1,200 on Monday, but I got back $525 yesterday. Now I still got another $650 to go to get back to where I ended on Friday. And so the mentality now is, and I had to remind myself of this yesterday, you don't have to get it all back in one chunk. The account's not going anywhere. There's no additional payments or monthly whatever. Once you're in the sim funded or live, you're in until you blow the account. It's done. That's what I like about my funded futures. No, I don't have a referral code. No, I ain't. Listen, use 0 Day J because I like 0 Day J. He's a trip. But the point is, my funded futures, they allow you, right? You pay up front. And to get started, it's like right now, I think it's 20% off if you do it the right way. If you're a first-time prop firm trader, it's 50% off on your first eval. You pay for the eval up front. So it could be anywhere from $60 to $100, right? You buy your eval. Now you got to prove yourself, whatever. It's prop firms. So they're in it to make money. Again, it's a business. But this time, your business, my business, what we're doing right here, and make no mistake, this is a goddamn business. This I control. I control whether I take a trade or not. I control if a setup is there for me or not. I control that. I don't have to worry about my doctor forgetting because he's got 90,000 patients. And when you walk into the office, there's fucking thousands of files, right? Charts and files on the wall. So you're just a number. It's not like I turn on my app and I get, yesterday I went out Monday, one ride, $113, whatever it was, right? Really nice ride, good people. It's a premier ride. The other 5 or 6 requests that came through was all trip radar. That's that. Yesterday I went out, got one ride, $75. 3 or 4 trip radars, no rematch out of the airport. The trip radar is killing us. But the thing is that I don't control what Uber sends me. I can't control that. I can't control if Lyft is going to tell me, as they just did, that Lyft Comfort now is, 4.95 rider or driver. I'm going to slap somebody in a minute. 4.95 driver rating, which is higher than a Lyft Black driver rating, 4.85. I can't control that Lyft is getting ready to remove the Model Y off of Lyft Black. Makes no sense other than they think that I'm going to drop down and do regular Lyft rides. You can kiss my ass. That ain't fucking happening. I'm telling you now, that shit ain't happening. Like I said, Lyft is becoming a waste of battery on your phone. Just delete the app, be done with it. But I can't control what Uber does. But here, I'm going to pay them my money. I know what the rules are. Now the rest is up to me. And that's that. Oh, my God. Okay, hold on. Okay, we don't have to worry about that right now. Okay. Don't have to hear that no more. Anyway, the point is, that's why I like this so much. I've made money in the markets. I've done well in the markets. To be a self-taught trader, I've done well. I've done well. All right. So, good question. Eddie, why'd you stop uploading videos, bro? The world wants to know why you stop uploading videos. You think I can get him on? I wonder if I can get him on the stream now. Y'all want to see if I can get Eddie on the stream? Hold on a minute. Eddie, I'm going to send you a link, bro. Eddie, I'm sending you a link, bro. I know you're working. But I'm going to send you a link anyway, bro. See if we can get him on his phone. Because I am not his secretary. I keep telling him that. I'm tired of being his goddamn secretary. All right, Eddie, I sent you a link, bro. Let's see if Eddie comes on. Anyway, so we're just here doing what we're doing, bro. So now the goal is to try to get back to where I was by Friday. Tomorrow I got a reservation. I got a reservation request at 10:10 in the morning, so I'll take my laptop with me. I got a couple of items that I ordered, or I'm going to order today for the Tessie to help me be a little more comfortable trading from the car. Because the beautiful thing about the futures market is I can trade 23 hours a day. Now, doesn't mean trading 23 hours a day is wise or smart. See, pulling back here, we're going to come back, we're going to test this here and then take back off, or are we coming back into the range? It's a very dangerous day to trade. Dude Gigger. Come on, Eddie, let's go. Hold on. Let me see if I can call it. See if he answers his phone. I'll put him on speaker. You'll see, calling Eddie.
What's up, videos?
Say hello to the chat, bro. Everybody's like, where the hell are you at?
I had to leave the chat. Well, can't trade chat and play the market. I mean,
well, I just sent you a link to your email.
For what?
To bring your ass on the show.
I'm on the fucking roll right now.
Hey, bro, they can hear you. I've got you on speaker and you're live on the radio.
Oh, yeah. Wait, on the radio or on
live stream? Same shit. Broadcast. You're live on the broadcast, bro.
Oh, well, hello to the peoples.
Smokey Cloudy wants to know, why'd you stop uploading videos, bro? And I'm telling everybody, I'm tired of being your goddamn secretary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, working on my day trade. This way, next time I start uploading fucking videos, it's going to be all about day trading. Okay? I'd be like, hey, how much did you make today? I only made a couple of thousand, and then that's it.
I love it. And this is why I'm saying to y'all, man, this is why I it's not that my circle got smaller, it's that I grew a little wiser. Then this is why I only deal with certain people. Eddie and I got similar goals. We're getting there differently, but we got similar goals. And that's just something you got, your circle.
See, but I've been waiting to get this day trading thing going this way, when I make the videos, I got something good going. Like I was doing last time. I was like, hey, I'm buying right here. I'm expecting it to go there, and then later on, when I go to finish my video, I was like, oh, look, it went there. That's what I really want to do. You know, this way when people, people can look at it and be like, oh yeah, he was right. And this way everybody would know that I've been studying my freaking butt off for like how long have we been doing this?
About a year and a half now.
For a year and a half. So.
Yep. All right. So the question is, Smoky Cloudy wants to know: have you found consistency in trading yet, Eddie?
I found consistency, okay, but it is the bad habits that we got to deal with.
Speak on it.
It is.
Yes, tell him.
So,
you tell him. I'm going to walk away for a minute. Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah,
it's your show, Eddie.
It is the bad habits, and the bad habits. It's like we are in a rush. It's like it's like looking at a coloring book when you're looking at the stock market. It's so addicting. It's because you see how much your money goes up. But you also see how much money you go down. So when you start doing good, your ego kicks in. And then you keep trading. And then next thing you know, all the money that you just made, you just blew it. But then on the opposite side, you lose money and then you start revenge trading. You're trying to get it back. And then you end up losing more than what your limit was supposed to be. So, you're kind of like, that's why you have these rules. And so that's the battle that we have. We know what we have to do in the market. It is just where we have to like overcome our bad habits. So they're really bad. Like they're really bad. I just heard Vinny was talking about he lost like 1,200. I was like, yes, the trade was not bad. It was just our bad habits. Our bad habits, and that's what eats on the account. If you make like one trade, two trades, and then it's not going good, you know what? Let it go. Wait for the next day. If you're doing really good, hey, keep that really good. Shut the damn freaking computer off, all right? Shut it down and go do something else. At the end of the day, the idea of a day trading is so you can just make your money really quick, all right, and then go about your day.
That's it.
It's not about just staring at it the whole entire day. Now, our trades are like what? The minutes. I mean, we sit in front of the computer for like hours, but then when the trade pops up, you're in, and then in a couple of minutes you make money, and that's it, you're out.
Yep.
The majority of the time, you're just sitting there, you're just waiting.
Yep. Speak on it, brother. Speak on it.
And then that's why. So you have your AM, which is for me, it's 9:30 to 11, right? For you guys on the East Coast, it's from 9:30 to noon. So you have what is that? What is that? 4 hours? 9, 10, 11, 12. 3,
well, I try to clip it at 11:30. 2 hours in the market and a half hour before. That's it.
So you're going to be sitting there every day for those 2 hours, and you're going to wait for your setup. Once your setup comes up, boom, you're in. Couple of minutes, boom, you make your money. You're out. That's it. Shut it down. Shut the computer. You keep it on. All the money that you made, you're just going to give it back.
Yep.
And that's what sucks. That's the bad habits that we're freaking dealing with.
Yep. He's 100% spot on, Eddie. That in itself, what you just said, is what everybody needs to understand when it comes to trading markets. When your setup's there, take it. If it's not there, don't force it, and know when to say when. And that's it.
And the odds are that you study and you get it like right away. But it's the bad habits, the one that just ruin everything.
Right. Because bro, listen. Like, hey. Pascal says this sounds like an old radio show where people call in to comment. Smoky Cloudy says, so you're working on your mental more than your technical side of trading.
Yeah.
Mental game is huge.
Yeah. I'm telling you, because when it comes out, okay, look, I'm used to physical stuff. Like you go out and then you make your money, but it's because you're physically in the car and you're out driving, and then someone pays me. Day trading is totally different. The market is different. You just, you buy the share, you wait a little bit of time, and then you get money back. It's like it's just magic. So I'm not used to that. I'm used to physical labor. A lot of the new generation right now are used to it's like ghost money. It's just all of a sudden, you put money into an investment, and you put money into something, okay, and then for some magical reason, you get more money back, But I'm not used to it. I'm used to more of the physical stuff. Like you've got to go to work. you got to work the 9 to 5, and and then after you work all your 40 to 80, or I take that back, more like 100 hours a week, then you get your paycheck. This is totally different. This is freaking total opposite.
You just said something there, and I don't think enough people realize that. That's what I was trying to allude to earlier today. It's like we got to work twice as long, expend twice as much in resources to make the same money in these gig apps. Doesn't matter, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, whatever. You got to work twice as long to make the same money you made 2 years ago. The dollar is weaker, and so our earnings are weaker. And but yet, like I was just in the story I just told, where yes, I lost $1,200 on Monday, but I went and got back, right? I traded back $500+ to the green yesterday. And it took me about 2.5 hours. Eddie, we trade every morning. It took about 2.5 hours for me to make that money. But yet I spent all weekend driving my ass off with expenses. And if you guys follow the Tesla Rideshare channel, I show you my expenses for every single day, charging, food, vehicle cost. Every single day I put that number up there. To make $500, I had to drive, 25 hours over the weekend. And I made $500 yesterday. So, yeah, bro, it's different. Anyway, we're breaking back below the opening range high of the orb right now. So, Eddie, you making any money out there today, bro?
Yeah, I'm only in like $50 for today, and I started at about 7 o'clock in the morning.
All right. Did you take any trades yet?
Yeah, I just took a trade going long here, but I think it just hit my stop. Yep, it just hit my stop. So
yeah, we're breaking down here. See, now this is a Momo play that I would not mind getting into. But I'm looking for a little bit of resistance here to see where it wants to go, because there's an area here that I would look at on a let me get it right there. Boom. See what it wants to do right here. Yeah, that's about right. Stop there before. So let's see if that's our little area. Anyway,
I'm truly trading out of my comfort, out of my comfort zone. I'm just, trying something out. But usually I wait for a 15-minute, my 15-minute sweep of liquidity, which is, it's all the way down there, and it's also all the way up there too. So
right,
I'm just waiting for one of them to be swept.
Exactly.
So my little losses are like nothing. Right.
Well, the market knows something.
This is one of my bad habits, which is waiting for it to get there. So,
well, patience is everything. Pascal says, post your phone number on the screen, Vinny, so we can call in. You got my phone number, bitch. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Smokey Cloudy says, I do miss watching your videos, Eddie. Just letting you know, man, you people miss you. Dude Gigger, who I believe is out of Austin. I believe Dude Gigger's out of Austin. Perhaps Eddie can share his journey to becoming a trading superhero. Well, I'm trying to get him here. But, again, this goes back to what I was saying before, what I feel had me messed up on Monday. And Eddie can speak to this. Eddie has the ability to trade on his phone. I can't do it. I need at least a laptop, right? I need at least a laptop. He's doing this shit on his phone. I bow down to Eddie for that. So Eddie also had to, the now money, he had to start working the mornings, because he was trying to do like me, where, you trade in the morning and you go work in the afternoon. He wasn't making enough money. I'm in a position where I've got a little bit of help, in the household. He doesn't have that. He's a one-man band. So he's got to do what he's got to do. And that's what I mean by the algorithm of life. And this is what I was talking to you yesterday about the algorithm and how I wanted to do something titled that. Well, last night I checked in on Rideshare Rodeo, and apparently they have a series called Beyond the Algorithm, which is a beautiful name. So now I got to come up with something new. But anyway, we get there differently, bro. Same goal, different journeys. And your people want to see you, bro. They want to see you, Eddie.
And then Stretched. Ooh, I got a black ride on Lyft. Oh God.
You have it?
Freaking XL ride for like Uber. I'll take it.
Your black ride is paying like Excel on Uber? I'm telling you, bro, they're squeezing the prices down.
Lyft's black rides are like, like it's like an XL for Uber.
Yeah, I try to tell people that. Hey, Accountant Tom says, I got your number 2, but you don't answer because we'd be on the phone for 5 hours. Hey, look, bro, calm down there, Tom. Hustling Buddha, what up, Buddha? The creator of Get Your Money and Bounce himself. Buddhalations 101, and that's all we're trying to do here. Anyway, we are coming up on 10. We are coming up on 10:53 a.m. I took one trade just to see if it would work, because you know me, Eddie. I got that specific computer for trading, and I've got a computer for broadcasting, and it worked out just fine. So I gave back. I'm only up $49 for the day, because I was up 72, but I took a hit for the stream. Now here we go. We're all the way down now, hitting this low. Something's going on in the market, bro. And because I'm on here, I don't know, but I actually want to I'm getting FOMO, man. Y'all want to FOMO one trade?
I want it to come down there, all the way down to that 604, sweep up that liquidity, see what it does once it gets there.
Well, it's coming, bro. I got to be paid. Here's the discipline. I need this to retest this bottom line. I need the next candle, which is in 20 seconds, to retest this before I can get in a trade long. But look how much it just moved. Boom. And this little indicator here says it's showing bearish. So you could have went all the way down. I could have rode this all the way down. And I might have, because it did give me a retest here. But normally I will not trade in this range. Now we've got the next candle starting here. So can we get a retest to here? Can we get a retest to here? And then slap back down? What are we going to do here? Let's find out.
It's reaching for something.
It's reaching for something. And it's got a long way to reach.
Yes, it does. So if it reaches all the way down there, all in one shot, that means that it's probably going to have a nice little bounce back.
So we would have to come all the way down here to 802. That could be the area.
That leg, which is what is that, 736 on MMQ.
Let's see. Reaching for 802.
736 is my it's the bottom of that leg.
Damn, Antonio. Garbage on tonight? Really? We're garbage? I know you meant garage. Yeah, we're going to try, bro. We're going to try and get the show on tonight. We're bumping up against this first target at this 1820, at this 826 level. You know what, Antonio? It depends if Buddha's going to come on the show or not tonight. If Buddha comes on the show, I'll run the show. If Buddha ain't coming on the show, I won't run the show. So I'm putting it on Buddha. I want Buddha to moderate the show tonight. I want Buddha on the show tonight. If Buddha's not on the show tonight, I'm not doing the garage. If Buddha is not hosting the show tonight, there will be no Rideshare Garage. That means Buddha's got to get on the show at 9 o'clock. He's got to be there ready to go and host the show. All right, we got a little pullback here. Little pullback at this move. I still want to see it get up here and bounce, man. I might miss it. Eddie. Anyway, we got 3 minutes, and then I'll be there, bro. I promise. That means 9 o'clock my time. That means 6 o'clock your time, Hustling Buddha. So at 5:55, I need you in the restream. All right, y'all heard him. Buddha says he's gonna be there. Now, if I can get Eddie there, we really have a show. It'll be Hispanic night. All right, buddy. I'll call you back in a little bit.
Let you guys know because I'm about to pick up.
All right, he's going. See, look at that call-in show. My first call-in. There it is. Pascal, you might be on to something, brother. You might be on to something. But I have to get a Google number because I don't want everybody having my phone number. Okay, Buddha. Okay, Buddha. Do you not recognize this a man here, Buddha? Name the movie. Name the movie. Do you not recognize this is a man here, Buddha? Can y'all name the movie? Looking for a retest of the lower range? We're going to get a retest here. Because, see, this shit could do this all night, man. It could do this all night. I think it's going to get down here to this 800 mark. That's where that is. Let's see what this trade would cost us. We put on this trade one micro contract, $71 risk to make $124. What y'all think? What do y'all think? Risk 71 to make 124. This is almost a 2-to-1. Should we take it for the stream? Should we take it for the stream? Need to retest and see a candle break back down. That's all. All right, y'all. That was good, boss. Or Discord. Ain't no damn Discord, bro. Ain't no Discord. You are either going to host the show tonight or there's going to be no Rideshare Garage and the whole world is going to blame you. Antonio's going to come to LA, find you, and change the color of your duct tape on your bumper. That's all I'm saying. Scared money, no make no money. Yeah, I know. But smart money knows when to get in and get out. It ain't about the money. I got the money. Got more in the account than I need. No, I didn't sound right. I got a long way to go in my account. But it's $71. I could lose it if I needed to. All right, y'all. We're going to cut this loose. It is 11 a.m. I appreciate y'all showing up, hanging out with me. Listen, I want to do this more, man. I do. And I got to say this before I wrap up the show. And I've made mention to this in my videos in the past on this channel. I honestly don't know what to do with this channel. I honestly don't know what to do with it. I just don't. I don't know what to do with this channel. When I make my rideshare videos, I always feel as if I try to help somebody, right? Because there wasn't a whole lot of help when I got started. Now, I don't need the violin playing, so just calm down for a minute. But by helping people, right? Or when people see my earnings, the good, the bad, the ugly, most people tend to gravitate to the good. And they try to stay away from the bad, but the reality of rideshare is it's not getting better, it's getting worse. Now, how's the channel come in on this? Did not get a chance to take this trade. You see that? I mean, I could have snatched in, but not at the point where I wanted to. So you got to be flexible in that too. And where you get in and out of your trades. Anyway, this is really going to fire down, isn't it? Hold on. Let me see something real quick. How low can we go? Oh, this would be the real. So this is called interior liquidity, and this is called exterior liquidity. This is interior liquidity because it's within this range. Could this get down to 738? It sure as shit could. Because look, boom. This broke that liquidity. So this set a new level of liquidity right here. Now, right now, if it breaks this, it's going to have a pretty clear path down here to 736. So that's something I got to watch. I know I'm jumping around here, y'all, but hey, man, that's trading, bro. That's what happens when you're live. So let's see what happens when it hits the 8. Because now 19,800, 801 is a huge psychological number. So there's probably a bunch of buyers sitting right here because that's where the last liquidity was. Bunch of buyers right here shot that back up. So now we got to see, are we going to break this market structure here and continue down to the exterior liquidity? Or are we going to sit here and this becomes support and rides up? I don't know. Anyway, my point is I don't know what to do with this channel. YouTube, which is an amazing platform, whether we agree with their politics or not, it doesn't matter. YouTube is by far the king dingaling of everyday peasants like me having a voice. And it's up to us to find our tribe. You guys are the tribe, right? We're all in this together. But YouTube has me pigeonholed on this channel. I've been building this channel for 6 years. And so they got me pigeonholed into rideshare because that's what I did. So a couple weeks ago, I put out a video that had very little to do with rideshare, more to do with trading, and it got 0 views because people that are subbed in on this channel come here for rideshare. But when I try to express to people for the last 2.5 years, we've been telling people that you need to start looking at other things. You need to start finding a pivot. Nobody wanted to listen, right? Because it's so easy to just turn on this goddamn phone, hit the app, and go to work. And I get it, man. I get it. And this is now money. I got to pay a light bill today. I need $100. I can take my bitch ass out there on the street and go make $100. Pay my light bill. That's now money. The thing is that these apps know that too. And they leverage that desperation that we have as drivers, right? And it's not saying that drivers are desperate. But when drivers first come to rideshare, they're looking for now money. I need that money now. And then they get comfortable with it. And the apps hook you in because that first 2-3 weeks or a month, you're gonna be a monster. You're gonna be an absolute monster. You're gonna make a shit ton of money because that's what the apps do. And then they take your froggish ass, put you in the pot, turn on the heat on low, and you slowly boil until your car's used up, you're burnt up, and something bad goes wrong, and then you're done. And now we're all the way back to the beginning of this show. You're a line item. I want to trade. I want to use this channel to trade. I want to do more live streams. I like live streams, even if I ain't got nothing to say. I like hanging out. I like talking with people. Thomas gets on my ass all the time. Do more live streams. Steven, let me tell you something. Steven, the Unbroken Driver, Tech and Effects, Unbroken Asset. That dude is a sharp dude. He is a sharp dude, man. And Steven's like, man, just do your thing. So I got Thomas and I got Steven telling me, just do your thing. Don't worry about YouTube. Don't worry, just do your thing. On this channel, I don't know what my thing is anymore. Tesla Rideshare, I like that. It's very specific. And we're building up. I think we're at 280 subs now on that channel. And it's just basically my weekend, what I do on the weekend, even though I need to do more with that towards what it's titled, Tesla Rideshare, Tesla Robotaxi. That's what that channel's for. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with this channel, but I'm going to do more live streams. I need to do more live streams. So I hope you guys are here for it. I try to get people on. Y'all are my friends. I appreciate you. And with that, I think it's time to go. We took one trade today, and that was just a test trade. We lost $25, no big deal. I'm going to trade here a little bit because I didn't get any trading done. But the market's really not showing me anything. It is, but it isn't. But if I'm going to get into scalp mode, then I really need to be focused on scalping. But even with that, I mean, I could have scalped. I could have scalped this big area here. And if I wasn't on the live stream, I probably would have scalped in here, right? Because look, let's just put it this way. From here to say here, right? Hell, I'll even cheat it a little bit. From here to there, that's a 113 point move. 452 ticks. 0.5%. That's a big movement. That's 1 micro, 4 or 5. What's that, about $100? 3 micros, $300. One mini, $3,000. Somewhere around in there. So I'd have probably scalped that in and out, all the way down. And I probably would have called it there. And I'd probably be up. Maybe I'd be up a couple $100 right now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we're obviously Buddha's going to host the show tonight. So we will be on tonight. Rideshare Garage will be live 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast. Hope y'all are joining us. I don't know who else will be there. You never know. Might have special guests, might have no guests. You just don't know who will show up on the garage. With that being said, appreciate you. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Yeah, well, tonight. Tomorrow I can't do it. I got a 10:10 reservation. So I gotta be on that reservation. Maybe I'll go live from the car. Yeah, maybe I'll go live from the car when I'm done with that res. Anyway, peace out. Appreciate you. Enjoy. Hold on, I gotta set this. Enjoy your day. Be safe. Be smart.